Welcome into the Josh Sadler Show, the 2025 edition. Glad you're joining us for another year of great Roo football, and I'm looking forward to a great year. I was out here watching you scrimmage, watching you practice, and you look really good. Really improved from last year in several different positions, key positions on the field. So I was impressed. If that means anything to anybody at all, I don't know, but they're looking good. The Roo's getting another year younger. The young team last year, you're building on that. The kids are buying into the program. They're well disciplined, working out. I mean, everything you want them to do right now.
Yeah, I'm very proud of where our kids are right now. Our young kids are coming along. They're growing. They're getting stronger. They're getting faster. So I'm really proud of where we are. We still got to get healthy. We're not healthy all the way yet, and hopefully get our full team out there as quickly as possible. But that's part of football too. Is having to deal with the roadblocks and the bumps and the everything that come along with it. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited because we're still young. I mean, we're still junior laden right now. Had a lot of sophomores that played last year. And so. I'm really excited to get this thing started. Vista Ridge is a good, tough test for us early. They're a very disciplined football team. They don't make mistakes, and so we're going to have to go out there and play really, really well to get the outcome that we want.
Yeah, and you say, well, why don't I scrimmage the defending state champion in my first scrimmage and see how my boys are? Yeah. I mean, Drew brought his guys into town, and it was a good contest. I mean, well played on both sides.
Yeah, I was very pleased. I mean, I think the big thing for us in any scrimmage, it doesn't really matter who you play. I mean, we all obviously want to play somebody who can test us. We want to play somebody who will show us where our faults are, where our shortcomings are, where we have issues, and where we need to get better. And Vanderbilt's going to do that. They're very well coached. Their coaches know how to clearly. I mean, they won a state championship last year, but they know how to find your weaknesses. Like on defense and expose those weaknesses and offensively for us showed us some things up front that we needed to work on. We thought we were in a good spot with some things, and we weren't. And so we had to go back to the drawing board, so to speak. But that's why you scrimmage those guys. It's not. Oh God, we're scrimmaging the defending state champions, a fear thing or anything like that. It's that team right there is going to make us better. Mm-hmm. And so we're always going to go out and scrimmage or play or we're going to get after people who are good because that makes us a better football team in the end. And ultimately, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for cupcakes. We're not looking for the easy wins. I mean, those people that do that, then what happens is they get in the first or maybe even the second, if they're lucky enough, round of the playoffs, and they get smoked because they're not prepared, they're not tested, they're not tried in those moments. And so that's what I want our kids to do. When we get to that point to where when we are prepared enough and we win enough to get our butts in the playoffs, we're going to be tried and tested, and they're going to be ready for the big dogs of the state of Texas. I don't want to go into any season and say that we're not ready to go because our goal is never going to be to not be playing week 11. It's always to play in week 11. And I want to make sure that when we step on the field in week 11, when we earn that spot, that we're ready to play that game. We're ready to play against the DFW. We're ready to play against Houston or whoever's in our way, but we're prepared both mentally and physically to play in that big game.
I'm ready right now. you get me ready that quick, man. Vista Ridge Rangers. I'm not glad I'm not doing play-by-play, but it's hard enough to do the scores. Vista Ridge Rangers.
Yeah, a good football team. Chad Scott does a great job down there with his guys. They're just so disciplined. They just do things the right way, and he's got those kids. Not necessarily the 6'7" that weigh 300 pounds, or not necessarily the kid that runs a 4.3 40 or anything like that. But they're just kids who do their job extremely well, and they're big, strong kids. I mean, they're like cookie cutters. They look like they're all 6'2", 240 pounds, and they look like they can squat 600 pounds. So, I mean, and they run well. They don't, off the hoof, you may think you can outrun them, but they run well. And so they're a good football team. It's going to be a great test for us. And if we can go down there and we're lucky enough to come out with a W, we know we would beat a very good football team.
Yeah, and a road game right off the bat. Right off the bat, baby.
Yeah, and that's always the fun part of football. One year you start out at home, and the next year, hey, you got to start out. But again, with all those sophomores that we played last year, it was good to start at home. Now those kids have that experience, so we can go on the road hopefully, and we can handle ourselves a little bit and be able to go out there and put a good product on the field.
Their offense put up some numbers.
They do. They're run heavy, but their quarterback's back, and he can sling it around the yard when he has to.
Boy, it seems like everybody's got a quarterback.
Well, I mean, that's where the game is going. So
Yeah.
everybody's they're building young kids to be good quarterbacks. I mean, we got good quarterback trainers in the city of Killeen, who are out there developing the quarterbacks of the future for us. And that's all over the state of Texas. I mean, there's quarterback trainers everywhere who are doing a great job of getting those kids ready, because in most offenses today, that guy is the key ingredient. I mean, he's the one that makes the offense go. So I'm impressed with their quarterback on film. I'm impressed with their offensive line. I'm impressed with their defensive line. They're big, strong kids. So we're going to have to go out there and play really, really good football.
Roos have a speed advantage a lot of the time. Do you have that?
I don't know that there's a true speed advantage. We're not as fast this year as we have been in the past. But, that's still, I mean, you gauge it on what you go out there and play against, and who knows, we may be able to get a step or two on them. I don't know. It's hard to gauge off film. You got to get out there and run a couple of routes and see where we are and see how our kids kind of match up and go from there. But I'm excited to get out there to see how our wide receivers match up against their DBs and how our DBs match up against their wide receivers if we run with them a little bit.
Tell us who you got coming back, and tell us what your defense is going to look like there.
Well, I mean, we'll start with the defensive side because I think that's where we have to hang our hat this year. I'm very proud of our young kids. Again, we got 8 returning starters, so I mean we're returning the entire front 5 with our linebackers and our defensive line. Aaron Arazo and Moody and McHenry, those 3 guys inside, they're the big cogs. They're the ones that are coming back. And we're ready, we're really excited to see what they can do. Vincent Moody is a kid that's gained about 20 pounds, hadn't lost a step. He's long, he's about 6'3", weighs about 240 pounds now. Razzo's another one who's, right there at that 6'2", 6'3" range, around 230, 240. And then Deshaun McHenry inside at the nose has gotten up to about 260, and he's sitting at about 6'2". So I'm excited to see what they do. They're very athletic. They can run real well. So that makes it real good on the defensive line side of things. And then behind them, we got a returner, 3-year starter in Anthony Beverly, and he can run. He's a 4.5, high 4.4 guy. He can run. And he'll be able to get back and help us out in coverage some. Malachi Johnson's a new face coming off the JV from last year, but a big body, strong body who can clog the middle a little bit inside. Kamel Brown, we're moving him around a little bit. He was our Mike linebacker last year. He'll play some Mike, but then he'll move a little bit outside as well. And he's grown a lot. He was one of those sophomores that had to play last year because of just where we were. And that young man's 6'2.5", weighs 215 pounds himself right now. So, I mean, he's a big-bodied child. And then on the other side of the outside, I got T.J. Smith, long-rangey kid that's going to play to the field, who's got, can be in those throwing lanes in that short passing game. So, excited about that. And then in the back end, John White, who played corner last year for us, is back. Tyson Caldwell plays safety for us, is back. Deshaun Reed is back at corner as well, trying to get him fully healthy from an injury he had back during the spring. So hopefully he can step in and do a great job. Hopefully he's all the way back. And then Khalil Cole's a young sophomore face that's going to be out there that I'm really excited about. I think he's a kid that could be an impact player as a sophomore.
Really?
And look for huge things. Again, a lot of these guys we're talking about are juniors. And, and then you add in a couple of sophomores here and there. I mean, the future's bright for us, and we just got to continue to teach these kids the game of football and help them get another year better this year with a little bit of confidence on the backside of that thing. So, but then on the offensive side, we're only returning 5 guys. I mean, it's still a quality return. We lost all our receiving corps, so we got some young kids. C.J. Robertson's coming in, Isaiah Jones, Isaiah Davis, who was a move-in for us this summer, Joshua Bailey, Joaquin Ryle, and Tavares Miles are guys that we're looking at handling the receiver core position. But all those guys were guys that weren't necessarily seeing a lot of varsity time last year. So they're going to have to step in as next man up around here. So, step in and do a great job for us. And then at the quarterback position, we still got D'Angelo Ingram. He's a sophomore, got thrown into that position last year, threw for 2,500 yards. So, he didn't do a bad job, obviously. So I'm excited to see what he can do, and getting him back healthy and making sure everything's good to go for him both mentally and physically. We'll roll with that. Shadrick Gordon will be a senior this year, running back, come back from last year. Whenever Carday went down last year, he was able to step into that position. Came into us as a freshman as a running back. We moved him to some outside linebacker. Then we moved him back last year after Carday's injury, and expect big things out of him. But up front, that's where it's all going to, begin and end. And I saved them for last for a reason. They have to be the dudes that get this job done. If we're gonna play good football and get back on the winning side of things this year, it's going to be done up front. The big name that everybody wants to talk about is Avery Timms, and there's a reason why. He's got several offers out there. He's about 6'4.5", weighs about 285 pounds, and runs a 5.1 40. He's a very athletic, big kid that I'm excited about. And there's a lot of college guys that are excited about him too. And he's a physical kid. He'll come down and smoke you, and so we're expecting some big things out of him. Frederick Clark sits beside him at left guard, and talk about a kid that's come 180 degrees in 1 year. He's becoming more of the leader of the line, the guy that he doesn't say much, but when he does, people listen, and those guys around him are listening to him and watching him be able to be the smart guy out there and kind of point guys in direction and then be able to get the job executed the way he's able to do it. I'm excited for him. Right now, we're kind of trying to find our way at center. We've got a young man named Izzy Santiano that's going to start there tonight for us, and I'm excited to see what he can do there. We had to move Joe Fuson out to guard. He was our center last year at the end of the year, and then started in the scrimmage at center as well. But we're moving him to guard to see if we can't get a little bit more push over there on that side. And so, I'm excited to see what Izzy can do. He's probably the smallest of the linemen in Killeen, Texas, but he's got a big old heart. And in all the years I've been an offensive coordinator, I've never had that humongous center. I've always had a small center that was a bulldog, and Izzy fits that mold. And so I'm excited where he's going to go with it. And then moving, returning starter and Joe Fuson back to guard and allowing him and his 310-pound self to go, move some bodies around. I'm excited where he's going to do with it. And then on the right tackle, I've got a senior named DeAndre Tillman, who's penciled in to start there, and he's the one that he's going to have to go out there and get after it. And I expect humongous things out of him. He's got a big motor, and he knows what's in front of him, and he knows he can go do it. So it's a big opportunity for him to go out there and solidify the five.
Yeah.
And if those five can play like I expect them to, then we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, the boys behind them get the job done. We'll be good to go.
Well, and it all starts, like I say, starts and ends up there at the front lines.
Yep.
And it's on offense and defense, and I'm excited. I'm excited with who we have in those positions and their ability levels.
Nice to have kids coming back, isn't it?
It is. It is nice to have kids coming back, and like I say, we got to go out there and execute. I'm excited. I'm ready. I hope they are too, and hopefully they, the practice that we've put in, they'll be able to reap what they sow as they step out on the field tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'll keep you up to date with scores all night long as I'll be out here at Leo Buckley checking out that ball game. I believe we got out there tonight. Ellison?
No, Ellison's playing tomorrow night. They're playing Friday night.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, and
yeah, it's Shoemaker.
Shoemaker and Round Rocks at Searles.
See, damn, we get lost, folks.
Well, we got guys going every which way this week.
I just made like 5 posters up a while ago too.
Yeah,
so,
because we got a bunch of people on the road this week, and it's just it is hard to follow all of us. But here's what I will tell the city of Killeen is: come out and watch.
Yeah,
come out and watch these kids. These kids deserve that follow, and they deserve that push and that support. These kids bust their tails in 110, 115 degree heat. Just getting out there and clapping for them and rooting for them. That means everything in the world to them. And that's what we as I'm starting to kind of get to where I'm kind of an elder statesman now.
Yeah.
As elder statesmen, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get out there and support the youth because they are our future. We're going to start getting long in the tooth, Dan, And we're going to have some of these young men around here to kind of help us along as we get older. So, but I will tell you this: these kids that are around us, I guarantee you one thing: you'll be able to lean on them, because there's some good young men, and I mean, to the core, to their hearts, they're good young men, and I love every single one of them, and I know they're going to, beyond the game of football, I know they're going to be great men.
That's what I love to hear from you, Josh. Love to hear it. We'll get out there and get after it, and we'll talk to you next week, and we'll talk about a victory and your next opponent.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
Absolutely. Well, guys, come out and watch us tonight at Vista Ridge. We're playing at Guthrie Stadium, which is right beside Vista Ridge High School down in Leander, Texas. Kickoff's at 7 o'clock tonight. And as always, guys, go Roos!
This has been an I-14 Sports Network production, bringing the heat from the heart of Central Texas.